Welcome, welcome, welcome to the TCAD 10-minute take. It is I, your host, Sheree L. Stewart, and with me, as always, is my intrepid co-host, Don the Legend Essential Worker Chambers. And today we are talking about the Netflix movie, The Lovebirds.
The Lovebirds.
But before we get started, make sure you click that subscribe button and you click that bell so you get all the 10-minute takes as they drop. All the 10-minute takes as soon as they drop. It's been a minute
Yes.
because movies are not rolling out like they used to, but we're going to get through this. We're going to get through this together. We're here for you. So.
All right.
Oh, I set the timer because I didn't.
That's all right. I'm just rubbing my hands like Birdman, just ready.
Dom will go first. And go.
Okay. Lovebirds, directed by Michael Showalter, starring Issa Rae and Kumail Nanjiani. Whew.
There you go.
All right. I don't mean to just kill people's names. They play a couple going through a rough patch, and in the middle of this rough patch, they get thrown into this wild, crazy adventure. And through this wild, crazy adventure, they figure out that they still are really meant for each other. Let me first say, I'm really digging the kind of role, and when I say role, I mean ROLL. Issa Rae's been on with Lovebirds, and she's got the movie the Photograph, and of course Insecure for another season. I'm like, hey, you go girl. And remember, this all started with her doing Diary of it was a crazy black girl, right? Awkward black girl with for nothing, and just putting it out there on YouTube and just making it happen. So if that's not inspiration enough, I don't know what is. So let me just first say I'm psyched for her, and I'm psyched for Mr. Nanjiani because he's going to be in the Eternals movie, and so he's immediately a big fan of mine. And I also enjoyed him on I think it's Silicon Valley, that HBO show. Mm-hmm. He's cool there. I
like him always, but go ahead.
But he's funny on there too.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this. It's a goofy little movie. I mean, the beats, coming up. You can see them a mile away. It's nothing hardcore. It's nothing, profound or serious. But it made me laugh in a lot of different areas. And I like the chemistry between the two of them. It was fun. So it's definitely a couples movie, I think, that, you can watch, you can point at, probably see some things that are a little bit relatable. Maybe not having an adventure of somebody trying to kill you for a night. Maybe not that part, but everything else was very cute. I think it probably wouldn't have been as much fun without these two, who parts of it look like they absolutely just riffed on and were just having some fun going back and forth in certain things. But I watched it and I was like, okay. And the good thing is it's short, and it's like what, an hour and 20, hour and a half or so.
I don't even think it's that long. I think it's like 89 minutes. Yeah, it's like 80 something, 87 minutes.
It's
something.
Compact. It gets to the point. It moves along. It doesn't drag or anything. And so by the time it was done, I was like, okay. And like I said, I laughed in some spots. It made me chuckle. It was fun. It was a goofy little movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it. My only hope is you don't need a Lovebirds 2. So let's just leave this as this, please, and just let it be. So if you're sitting at home under the quarantine scale and you just need something to watch, if you're part of a couple of some sort, there you go. Have a drink, make some popcorn, knock yourself out. You'll have a good little time watching this. It's really short and sweet, to the point. Well worth it. I would say definitely a Friday night, Saturday night date movie. If this was in the movie theaters, you could go and have a good time. If I was giving it a 1 to 10, I'd say it's a decent little 7.5. It's not reinventing the wheel. And again, we've seen this done in plenty of other these little romantic comedy sort of movies. But it's for me, it was good. We had a good mixed interracial couple. You know, we're seeing something out there we hadn't seen. You know, it's not usually as the main couple in these sort of things. So I was psyched about that, and I thought they pulled it off very well. So I'm totally down for that.
Okay. So I will say that I didn't hate it. No, it was definitely, it was cute, like you said, and it was competent. I gotta say the cinematography was, the lighting specifically was so nice. Like, I know, you know, going to the movies, you don't really think about it, but I always think about it when I see brown skinned black women on any kind of a screen, and when they just are lit so nice, it just warms my heart. Like her skin was so glowy and nice, and like, I don't know, it was just perfection. Like, whoever lit that movie, good on you.
Kudos.
It was so pretty, which is really weird for a movie like that. Like, it was just, you don't think about movies like that being really pretty, but it was very pretty. That was almost worth the price of admission itself. Like, it's in New Orleans, and it's not, and it used a lot of the flavor of New Orleans. Not like some of these movies that go and they shoot New Orleans, and they're not set in New Orleans, so they just kind of make it be anywhere USA. But they really took advantage of where they were, and they like wet down the streets and made everything shiny and neon and pink and purple, and like, it was so pretty. It was like, it was prettier than it had any right to be. This was a Paramount movie, and this was the first sort of axe to fall movie that was supposed to open in theaters and was pushed to streaming. So, and I have to say that I think that works in their favor. This feels more like a small screen movie, even though it's like, it's shot really great. I love the both of them. Their chemistry is amazing. Their platonic chemistry is amazing. I'm going to amend that, because I really felt like they really liked each other. They played off each other really well. They're both super good in situations that they're like thrust into dangerous situations that they have no control over, and like floundery. Like, they're both really comedically good at that. I just didn't buy the sexual tension between them. I didn't buy it. I feel like they're like super good friends, but they're not into each other in real life. Like, and that might be a case. Like, I didn't catch that from them, and it was a little bit distracting. But their comedic chemistry is really nice. I wouldn't even mind seeing them together I mean, this was definitely, it felt like a buddy cop situation, but maybe in a buddy cop situation. Like, I think I would really enjoy that, where they just are platonic. Like, that would be fine. And
so you're saying you'd like to see them in another movie, just something different, but they're in another.
Here's how I feel about it, and it brings me back to Tessa Thompson and Chris Hemsworth in Men in Black. Their sexual tension was uncomfortable because they're supposed to be platonic in that movie. So it's like the opposite. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't mind seeing even like Issa Rae and Kamal Nanjiani in something else. Like a buddy cop movie, or like a just something else together. Like, they work really well together comedically, and I enjoyed that. But the script was very predictable. Like, it hit all the normal beats of this type of a hijinks movie. There's tons of hijinks. Anna Camp is super campy as like the Southern. She's like resurrecting her character from True Blood as the preacher's wife, who's also trying to kill vampires.
That's what
like
she was in. I saw her like.
And she's in, what's that movie about they're like a cappella singers in college with Anna Kendrick?
Pitch Perfect. One of those Pitch Perfect movies.
She's in and she's on that ABC show about the choir. But she's very good at that like Southern campy, like she might even have been in The Help. Like, she makes the rounds in these like Southern bitchy like come at you with a casserole and a knife behind her back kind of characters. And she was competent as that character. It just was a little shallow as far as what the plot was, but it moved so fast that you almost didn't notice that there really wasn't anything happening.
Right.
And the movie didn't have to happen.
It really didn't.
Because it just didn't. So it was very much like it moved so fast and things kept happening that you almost didn't notice that nothing was happening. And you know, God bless them. You could tell that maybe some of that stuff was improv.
Right.
Was improvised, like their little quips and their little personality quirks and turns of phrase and reactions to stuff. And it relied heavily on their reactions to stuff because there wasn't much else to the script. So I would say that it's definitely better than average. I'd probably put it at a solid 6 if I was doing the number scale. But if I'm doing it on our scales, I'd say this is definitely a good date movie, but maybe like a brunch date. So you go to brunch and then you go to a movie, like a Saturday matinee.
Okay.
Movie. But I think that it really benefited by being pushed to Netflix as being, because it's much better than other stuff that's on Netflix. Like it's definitely like the top of the heap of some of the other stuff that's out right now. It's the number one movie in America right now.
I think you're right, and I think in a way it I'm not saying it couldn't do any sort of numbers in a regular movie theater, but I definitely think with it being on Netflix, it could get a lot more people's eyes who just might not have even thought about it for whatever reason.
I wouldn't have seen this in the theater. It's just not my type of movie.
Right.
But if it's on Netflix and I got an afternoon, I got an evening, I'm, doing laundry, I'm, doing whatever, I'm going to put it on, and it's cute and it's entertaining and you don't have to think too hard about it. And they're so charming and it's worth the watch. Like it's not anything over the top. Like, you probably could watch this with, it's almost could be a family movie because there's not a whole lot going on. Like there's not a lot of sex. There's not a lot of like explicit violence. It's not a lot of like,
Right. There isn't anything.
It's just hijinks.
Exactly. And for me, I'm always down when you have to almost say it's out of the box casting. It's not whatever the normal casting would have been. So I'm like, absolutely. Let's give it a watch. Let's give it a go. And I'm totally down for more, excuse me, of this type of casting to where let's not just put the same old kind of leads in there. Let's really expand it. It's
such a hard thing because it's like, on the one hand, I want to see more Black women in romantic lead roles like this, but on the other hand, I also want to see Issa Rae be allowed to stretch and do other things, if that makes sense. Like, yes, I love this and I want to see more of this, but I also want her to have a chance to grow and do other things if she wants to. Like, if she wants to do a buddy cop movie and be a cop, like, I want to see that too. Like, I don't want her to feel pigeonholed in these types of roles because we need to see these types of women play these types of roles, if that makes sense. Like, I want both. Okay?
Oh.
Both.
You want to have your cake and eat it
More
too.
Black women in these types of roles, and I also want Issa Rae to be able to do other things. Okay?
Listen, don't you worry about Issa Rae. She is making her moves.
No, but I like her, and I want to see her in a lot of different scenarios, not just that.
You know what? We're gonna direct this to Issa Rae. Sheree wants you.
I want you to do a buddy cop movie.
Buddy cop. She wants you to do the female Lethal Weapon movie.
Yes!
There it is.
My God. That would be so fun. But don't call it Lethal Weapon and don't say it's a female Lethal Weapon.
Well, no. But you're going to be the female buddy cop. Oh, my goodness. That'd be awesome.
Or something. Like, just, I don't know. I like some of those movies from the 80s with just two people playing off of each other, but it's not necessarily romantic. Like just hijinks. Like I really like those screwball, and even
Those
they
are
had
always
them
good.
back in like the 40s and 50s, like the
Yeah.
screwball comedies. Like this felt like a throwback to that. But you know, I like seeing her in comedies, and I like seeing her in dramas, and you know, I just like her. So now that's that.
That's that. We just like her, you know. And and what else we like? We like when people subscribe to the channel to get more of our 10-minute takes. So please be sure, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to be notified whenever we got new stuff coming up. Also, we have our website tcadnetwork.com, where it's got our archive where you can find links for all of our 10-minute takes, all of our podcast episodes, as well as Good Morning Antioch and The Reading. So I don't know what the next one's going to be. It's sort of slowed down a little bit on Netflix from, sort of stuff premiering. But hey, quarantine, the Q-teen's almost done. We're kind of in the end times for there. So we're going to see what's up when we can finally get back to the movie theaters, hopefully soon. And we'll see what's out there that we'll watch and we can bring to you. Hopefully the next one will be having been in a movie theater. Oh, I can't wait.
I don't know about the next one. I mean, I feel like the next 5 or 6 are going to be Netflix, because things are starting, like, these like, this was a Paramount movie, like I said. So things are starting to, they're deciding to roll them out. And we have HBO Max we're going to talk about on the regular show. We have, what's happening with some of these, I think the Peacock Network is, NBC Universal's doing their own thing. Like, we're going to see more of these theater movies, I think, start rolling out on these streaming services. So we'll talk about them as they come out.
That's true. I do want to go back to a movie theater, though.
Oh, for sure.
That's
or
true.
Maybe the drive-ins will open up.
That's true. Never know. But all right, again, till next time, subscribe, hit the bell, and we'll see you.